Week 10 for you fantasy football players, so let's bring in our national expert, Jake Ciely from The Athletic. Jake, let's start with Sunday's game this week. The Lions are not great against the run. What should we expect from, say, rookie Antonio Gibson or J.D. McKissick or any of the other Washington running backs?
Yeah, if Antonio Gibson is okay, we're going to have to monitor that all the way up till game time. He's an obvious must-start every single week. He's proven that he was worth the draft capital. He's proven to be the guy this year. McKissick's also been proven to be really good in the passing game. If you want a comparison for everybody out there, look at James White with the Patriots. He's been that consistent, always gets you a couple receptions, always gets you a nice floor in fantasy. So those would be the options. If there is no Antonio Gibson, Peyton Barber's a desperation type of play. Peyton Barber doesn't have the same burst or upside at Gibson, but they've shown to like Peyton Barber, so that would be the next guy up. But McKissick is by far the safest, no matter which way it happens.
Now, I know this is a no-brainer. I shouldn't even bother you with this, but I like to talk about him. If you picked Terry McLaurin, you got a great deal on a second-year player, and you got to start this guy every week.
Absolutely. He's put himself in the conversation of being a wide receiver one, a top 12 wide receiver. And it doesn't matter about the matchup. You know, I've talked to you about James Bradbury being tough for the Giants, and he's their best corner. But as you just saw with the last game, the Redskins are going to, or the Redskins, the football team is going to be able to get him away from whoever the top corner is, because they move him around and just target the heck out of him because he's their best weapon. They're going to find ways to get him the ball if they have to play him outside, inside, and the slot, wherever they put him. He is a must start. He deserves to be up there in the conversation with the elite wide receivers in the NFL at this point.
So many players over the years have come out of Virginia. Receiver Travis Fulgum, who played at Old Dominion, is playing against a Giants defense that isn't great, well, of course, unless it's beating Washington.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, their only real good piece in the secondary is James Bradbury. There's a little bit of concern if they shadow Fulgham with Bradbury, but similar to what we just saw with Terry McLaurin, we just talked about, is I think they'll move him around to get him away. Fulgham's been too good not to go to him plenty. The other interesting piece here is that if Fulgham gets locked up for some of this game, the rookie Jalen Rader got a touchdown right before the bye in his first game back from an injury, had plenty of time to get healthy over their bye. Both of these receivers could look very nice against the Giants this week.
And a bunch of guys are back this week. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders. Do you throw them all back into your lineup?
Every single one. If you have a top end running back, we'll call them elite. Everybody likes to throw that name around when you talk about players, but elite wide receivers, even the top 12 to 15 players at the position. We just saw what happened with Aaron Jones, who was supposed to be questionable for the Packers, and he came back and had a huge game. If you have these type of talents on your team, on your fantasy team, if they're playing, you have to put them right back out there because of their upside.
All right, last question. I got to get your thoughts on Alex Smith.
Yes, you love to see him playing, and you love to see him throwing aggressively. We would love to see it without the interceptions, but he's taking shots, he's taking chances, and now that it's his team because of what happened, unfortunately, with the injury, Alex Smith is the guy going forward, and he's showing that he's out there to win. He's out there to take shots. Whether or not it results in his potential turnovers or potential wins, this team, the football team, still has a chance to win this division, and Alex Smith would be a great story if not only does he play the rest of the season as the starter, but if he had this team winning the division, it would just be the greatest thing of 2020 for the Washington football team.
All right, thanks, Jake. Follow him on Twitter and on The Athletic, and, of course, every week here on The Huddle.